Boom. What is up, everyone? We're starting this webinar held by Global Opportunity. I'm your host, Xavier, and this is going to be a Q&A session with the Go Panama team. Today we have Alfonso, Joaquin, Jerry, and Nora. They're here to talk about the Go Fellowship, stuff like experience, the portfolio, past work, living, cost structure, and more. In other words, what's it like to be a Go Fellow? This moment is for you guys, for everyone interested to jump into the Go experience and navigate the world by working with different skill-based people. Send us questions via our Twitter account at @the_Go project. So then we will compilate these questions and answer them through the panel. So as mentioned, today we're having some fellows from the Panama team. I will switch here the computer, and guys, how you guys doing? Tell me.
Thank you.
This is part of the Panama team. We are here today to, as mentioned, to answer some questions for you. But I would like to start by asking them, who are you, and present yourself. How are you doing?
Great. I guess it's me.
Yes.
I'm Alfonso. I'm from Mexico. My background is in operations. I worked for Siemens for 3 years, and then I joined Go. Here I'm in charge of logistics and operations too. And here in Panama, we're working with the government and several startups.
Yeah.
Hi there. I'm Joaquin. I'm from Chile, and my background is basically in legal. But what I do here is not with legal, because we mostly do everything, and you must be prepared for it. And yes, after a long travel that took me from Spain to Japan, I had the opportunity to meet the Go project working in Birmania, in Myanmar. So after that, I just came to join them here.
Cheers.
Well, hey there, my name is Jerry, and I'm so excited to be here with you. Some of you will be joining us for the next year, so that's exciting to know. My background is in business engineering. I'm from Mexico, and before joining Go, I was traveling through Africa with my own ventures, doing some commercial consulting, and I knew one of the founding members like since 2 years ago. So that's how I met. That's how I came in here to Go.
Sweet.
Awesome. My name is Nora. I am from Finland, Suomi. I'm working with Go mainly with design, some crowdfunding as well. My background's in international relations and international business, so I studied and worked at a university in Finland. And yeah, early last year, I met with the awesome Go team and had the privilege to do the project with them the whole of last year. So there we go.
Yes. Cheers. So these are the guys who will answer some questions to you. By my left, we have Mandy. She's compiling all the Twitter questions that we will go through. So whenever you are putting in there, she will order and send us the questions. But would you like to present yourself, Mandy?
Yes, so my name is Mandy. I'm currently on a gap year after high school, and with the Go project, I handle a lot of the media, including videography and photography.
Yes. And as I said, I'm Xavier. I'm from Chile. Just to live in Scandinavia for a few years. And yeah, I'm coming from Chile, jumping into Scandinavia, traveling around, art director here at the Global Opportunity. And yeah, everything has to look nice and perfect for my point of view. So I think that's my job. So yes, let's try to do this, make it fun. Please just send your questions, as I said, at the Twitter account, at the_Go project, and we will see your questions. Already we have some questions, so we will jump straight away onto it. And yeah, we have Jess Littleman, if I pronounce it well. Where are you? I need to find you. Yes. So Jess is asking about what part of the world do your fellows come from? Are any of them locals of the hubs areas? Nora, would you perhaps answer that question? Yeah.
I would love to answer that question. So as well, by now you know where we all come from. So we're from Finland, from the States, from Chile, and from Mexico. So indeed, very varied geographical locations, I would say. I think it's definitely one of the biggest strengths of our teams because in addition to being multidisciplinary, so we all have different backgrounds, the key point is also that we come from different countries, from different areas. I think it brings so much into the experience. So you're not only learning about the target countries you go to or the target cities, but you're also learning from the countries where your teammates come from. You're learning more from your own country when you're really put into a setting where there's nothing really that familiar. So definitely coming from different places, being international, that's one of our key points. And one of the things that we're really excited about for the new teams as well. And let me just check. So far we've received applications from over 10 different countries. The application deadline is until next week's Friday. And I see that there's at least Germany, Sweden, Australia, India, Bangladesh, and more on that list. So we're super excited to see that people from all over the world have seen what we do and are interested in joining us.
Last year we included people that were from the States, but their ascendants were from Vietnam and Cameroon. So it's very interesting to have all these different nationalities because you get to know not only the place where you're at, but everyone's background and from their own countries.
And I think I would add something about it's not a global opportunity, it's also about the global experience. It's not only about traveling, but also having the whole world inside your house, and that's it.
Yes, yes. I think gradually the opportunities been changing, and every time we'll try to bring different profiles from different parts of the world. So we're, I guess, more than open to receive any kind of country that you come from, and yeah, that will just say what's the global opportunity as it is. But yeah, just jumping onto more questions from still Jess. What are some of the startups that you have worked with, and what have they achieved? Perhaps Alfonso can tell a little bit more about that, since he's working straight and hand by hand with these people. So Alfonso, what's the startup relationship that we have with them?
Well, to start, I'd say Zeppelin was one of them in Istanbul, and they're about to join Y Combinator this June. But going back, I think in Chile, we met this guy who built his own 3D printer in his garage, Victor, and his company, Dreambox. We introduced him to the makerspace, to Santiago Makerspace, and then they got to work together. So he had an office there. Working with Nacho and Aventones, which is a Mexican startup for carpooling. It was growing into operations in Chile and Argentina, so working with him was also very interesting. But then we were working with different organizations there. We were working with Mujeres del Pacífico, who works for women empowerment in entrepreneurship, ASECH, the Association of Entrepreneurs in Chile, for Chile, which is the government's trade bureau agency. In Istanbul, it was we were in-house mentors for this accelerator program, so it was a very different experience. And then working straight with the 9 startups that were part of it. Zeppelin, as I mentioned before, it's a platform for designers and developers, and they made it to Y Combinator now. And then in Myanmar, working with the incubator IdeaBox, we worked with 3 startups. And then Matt, who was in our team, managed to stay and land a design contract with them, and then offered to stay with Pindes, which is like the Myanmar, the Google for Myanmar. And now here in Panama, we're working again with the government and different organizations, universities, incubators, and accelerators. And we have this demo day next week with 8 startups.
Yes.
Costeame, which is the first Panamanian crowdfunding company. One example of it.
Yes, perfect. Guys, I know that Jerry and Joaquin lately they've been working with startups related, like straight away with them, hand by hand. And what do you think about the Central America? You know, just to come to Panama and see that, okay, this is, you saw something over Chile, you that come go, or perhaps what's the maximum things that you could take from the Panamanians that you already been working with, or what's the insight that you could bring to the people?
Well, I think there is a lot of talent here. We've been working hand by hand with entrepreneurs, and we know it. And actually, we're in talks right now with one of the companies that it's called Triptable, and we're in talks with them, and we're connecting them to Startup Bootcamp Istanbul to bring outside to the world this Panamanian talent with their ideas, with their products, and to have not only like local products just for Panama, but globally for the entire world. So I think that speaks for the whole region here, in which we don't only know by studies or paper that there is some good talent here, but we know it because we work with them, and we're currently we're gonna work with them in another country. So I think that would be a great example.
Yes, I think that's very cool, because it led to get some companies from this country to expose them to a global chance. And I wouldn't say it's because of us that we are here, but it's because we saw them having a great product or service, and then we are taking them and trying to do something big with them. So I think that's very cool. But yes, that's something a little bit what we do with startups. We will jump into more questions. This one is related to age requirement. Stacy is asking about, is the age is 21, 35 years old, is a requirement or a guideline? FAQs, what would you mention about this? I think
I would say
to answer this.
Well, how old are you? No, but don't know. The reference from the 21 to 35 years old, it's just a reference. So as long as you are able to run, to jam, to work hard, to dream, and like to be able to live in a place like this with other 7 people like this, it's okay. So when we basically put that age, it was because it's the time where we think people have more this mindset for reaching all those goals that we have as a team. That if there is something, or if you are asking for that question, I'm sure that there is something interesting. There is a good reason for us to consider it. So please, if you are not in that, you're not between 21 and 35 that you're asking, please let us know what's that very interesting reason you have to be asking it, and we are open to hear that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would maybe add to that part of that age limit, obviously we know that age is just a number, but I think some of it also has to do with the professional experience. So like to kind of have the idea that you would have already worked sometime in your respective industry to kind of get the grasp on doing things. So I think that was one of the points, but it's, again, like Bob said, it's no definitive measure, and we would love to, all that matters is what you actually can do and that you are active in what you do. That's really the baseline.
Well, I'd say she's 18.
I'm 18. Very hard.
Totally. I think that's a little bit related to the question from before. That's wondering like what kind of mindset do you have to do, what do you have, and then if you can provide deliveries, which is very important. Yes, but let's continue. We have a question from Pras Hank. Why do you require 1 year of professional experience of working? He's at the verge of completing his graduation, and he would really love to be part of this program. We have someone very interested in here. And then just Lippmann, once again, kind of into the same pool of the question, do you take on recent grads, in brackets, kids, like with a lot of experience and enthusiasm? Jerry, what would you say about that, man?
Well,
She's enthusiastic. And
I think the reason of the 1 year experience is just because of the corporate requirements that we have here. No, not really. I'm just kidding. we actually work like consultants with entrepreneurs, with leaders, with government, with universities, and it's a very rapidly changing environment, and also in a different cultural country. So that can be sometimes that can have a lot of pressure, and we believe that having some experience, it can help you, and it will give you like the chance to be where you need to be, emotional and with the right experience to be up to the challenge. So on the other hand, our clients, the government and the accelerators that we work with, they are really good at what they do. So when we're helping them to achieve their own vision, they expect us to deliver with this same quality. So, but being said that, that's just kind of a guideline. We don't need you to show like 1 year of experience of payroll in a company. We're actually looking forward to show us what you have done in the past, so that we can know that you are up for a challenge, that you're capable to do things, and it's whatever personal projects where you have worked. So that's basically what we're looking forward in people, just to know that you can do things and you can get involved in a new in a different cultural experience, and work sometimes under pressure, have fun at the same time, and get things done at the end of the day. I think that's the core behind that requirement.
Yes, I would say exactly. I think also the part of this diverse team includes the difference in age. So in compensation to the people who are younger, there's people with more experience working. But it also includes people from different backgrounds. It's not only entrepreneurship, for example, like having experience with startups specifically. So I think it's part of the diversity. I'd say last year when we started, Kevin and Max had some experience, but were recently graduated, and Dorothy also. So feel free to join.
So it's for basically everyone who has like a core skill set and trying to, spread it.
Drive.
With the drive. Yes, perfect.
And also to remember that the process is very personal. So we will dig very deep and we get to know what they have. So it's not very strict standard.
Right.
So it's just about like to talk to each other.
Yes. Yeah, that's good stuff. We'll jump onto a little bit of cost structure, which is very important, I guess, whenever you are thinking on jumping into have this journey, going perhaps either for 3 months or either for 1 year. It's not that easy, and especially if you're just applying and everything's moving so fast. I believe that you will consider to have a budget or not. Amy has like a very interesting question. I see that the website currently says 2,000 for inaugural 2015 11-month fellowship, which seems too good to be true. Does this include travel arrangements between cities? And then she also includes something very interesting, another point, where if she can keep working with different, when working with different partners organizations, are those paid hours? I might potentially be able to keep my job while doing the Go fellowship, but I imagine that would not be encouraged. I would love to hear how folks manage their finances and did not allow that to get in their way of the fellowship. Nora, how was for you? I mean, it's 2,000 Ks, you come from Finland, and how do you manage to just jump into this stuff?
Well, definitely this inaugural class price, 2,000, it is a real price. There is no typo. It's very much more lower than the estimated real price for this experience, but we wanted to lower the barrier for as many people to have the opportunity to consider the program for the inaugural class. I would say, so the 2000, it's definitely important to figure out what does that actually include in practice. And what it does include is the co-living scenario. So basically meaning you are covered for the 3 months that you are living in this co-living setting in each of the 3 locations during the year. Another thing that it does include is food. So basically it's a food scholarship is included. So again, for 3 months in each of the 3 locations. Also, what the 2000 includes is something very valuable, I think, which is the kind of intangible parts, the support that you will be getting from the program. So essentially, as an example, there's a big list of these things in our website, so you can check it out. But as an example, there would be a Go country manager or country coordinator in each of our hubs, which basically they're there for you to ensure your experience and to ensure that your professional development is actually going somewhere. They're going to be checking in with you to see where you need help, and of course the teammates as well. So those things are something that are included in the 2000. So what is not included, which is important to realize, is the actual flights. So any flights to the locations, to the cities, any flights in between the cities, none of that is included. So you should be prepared to pay for the flights. What's also not included is any kind of, for example, if you want to do some traveling while you're in the location, so you want to do some mini trips, you want to go to the museum, you want to go to an art show, you want to go for a night out, none of that is included, so you should be prepared to pay for that yourself. And yeah, there was a good last part to the question, which was about possibly keeping your long-distance job. We definitely have a part, so in part of our curriculum, we encourage personal projects, but up to an extent. It's technically possible for you to keep your job, but I, from my personal experience, would say it will be very hard for you. It is such an intense experience, and you want to share it with your team and be as engaged to the team in the time being. That really, if after, say, a long day you come home and then you would have to go and work on your other project for home, I think you will be possibly missing something from the whole experience with the Go team. That's my point of view. And I think one thing that I forgot to mention was, so all these things that are not included, so the flights and the fun, extra fun, we calculated that last year when we did the 1-year program, the 11-month program, it takes around $7,000, more or less, to cover the flights and then some of this extra fun. So that's obviously depends on every individual. I spend money differently than Jerry. Jerry's a big spender. So yeah, so basically that's like a ballpark number that we were wanting to share, but obviously it depends on how you spend your money yourself.
I would like to add that none of us came here because we had nothing to do at home. Like all the things that we're missing behind are such like very good opportunities for us. Like at the point we left, so we're not coming here because there's nothing else, or this is like the option was. Like being here, we're missing many opportunities for our career, but the opportunities that we're getting here are so much better. And actually being here, I have totally realized it. And so and also about the finance, it's about saving, and it's an investment in your career. It could be like going to school, traveling. It's not spending money, it's investing money in your future, in your learning, in your experiences. So start saving.
And I would still add a part of that question that I forgot to mention. So just had to take my time. So yes, the work that you will be doing, or that the fellows do in the hubs, you will not receive specific, like based on hour wage for those hours. So essentially the pay is your housing and the food scholarship. So there's no separate money coming in for the working hours.
City house.
Yes, and within the fund that you will have by co-living with the other fellows, you will have the chances as well to travel as well, like within the insider of the country. We have like a story here with Jerry and Joaquin that university called them in order to do some workshops in the interior of Panama. They just went to the jungle. I think they had like such a good experience. And then there was like exactly a long weekend. So they're like, okay, guys, like we will just take it from here. We'll go to the beach. We will have it like super easy. And I think that's the opportunity that you will have as well. You know, it's like you will jump into a country and then you will get connected to different things. And that's like the moment where you will be led to do different stuff. I don't know if you want to talk about a little bit of the trip that you guys had. Was it like fun?
Yeah,
was it cheap? Was it expensive?
Wow.
Was there
It
beach?
was horrible.
Did you? There was little animals. You went to the jungle, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
And to make it familiaros, if you want it, you can Google it. It's Boca del Toro.
Good stuff. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Definitely.
It was amazing. Totally amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just halfway from where we live, from Boca del Toro. That was kind of one of the stoppers that why we were not going there in the beginning. But then this opportunity came out with working with the UNACHI, one of the universities in David Chiriquí. And yeah, we were there, so we just decided to go the other half of the way and have some fun in an amazing, amazing place called Boca del Toro. So yeah, plans just pop out very, very spontaneously. And we're always ready to take them and to have fun every time that we can.
Yes. That sounds like a trip.
Yes. No, I thought that we've had several opportunities like this where our partners invite us to have a little treat from their country. Like they like to show us what is that about they going for in the country. So say in Chile we were invited to go to Frutillar, to one of our partners' ranch. In Turkey they took us to Bodrum to go in a boat, around the sea, just like actually closer to the Greek islands. So interesting is how these opportunities come.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how you can immerse into culture as well. I think that you will see how every kind of country will bring what's the best of the culture during those moments. Here in Panama, it was very nice when we were just arrived, and then it started. It's like, hey, like no, let's go there. Like very, I don't know if call it Central America, but it was very interesting. We'll jump. Okay, just Litman once again. Like she's very cool. She's sending a lot of questions. I think. Yes. I bet you're looking at this.
We love you, Jess.
I bet you're looking at this and send tweet if you are alive. But she's asking, how do you pick your house location? And then from Merida, oh man, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Mrida. And okay, I don't have my glasses, but how are you looking to expand, for example, India? Alfonso, logistic dude, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'd say first there's a growing trend on cities investing in entrepreneurship, technology, and innovation. So we see a lot more cities around the world, everywhere, that are investing in startups. So like there's opportunity for us. And so far, it's just like getting in contact with different organizations. Say somebody is the point of contact, right, in a certain place. That could be government, could be a private or public organization, and that are interested in what we're doing. So we get into conversations, and if the opportunity is right, we go there. So we see a learning experience for us, but also the opportunity for us to do something while there. There's always this point of contact that gets in contact with more organizations for us to like be there around the house. So like say here it was Sebastian Mendoza, an entrepreneur who had a foundation who put us in contact with the government and with universities and accelerators, with co-working spaces, and he made this happen. And for India, yes, I mean, we could go everywhere. We had some contacts in different countries, and there's a lot of conversations going. We would love to expand, but we'll see.
Yeah. I would just add some short. There is opportunities all around the world, and we, as global opportunity, we want to be everywhere there is an opportunity.
Boom, boom.
Boom.
Good stuff. Yeah, let's keep on with some questions in order to wrap up soon. So we have Taru Soyaranta. What's the most important asset you have gained on your journey by far? I think this is an open question. Who would like to answer this one? What have you gained from this experience? I mean, traveling already for 1 year, more than 1 year, and just getting in there. Well, what's your insight? What would you tell to Taru?
One word.
Moika Taru, by the way.
One word. So, hi Taru, first of all. She's my friend. I would say, if one word, adaptability somehow. So to open that up, now going to these new places and going to new situations, like it never seems like, okay, what are we gonna do now? There's like this certain mechanism that develops where you go into a situation and you kind of can figure out fairly soon what you have to do, and then it's just about, okay, now we need to do it. So I would say it's definitely that. So there's like no situation, or very few situations nowadays, where it actually feels like, I don't know what to do. Like this definitely gives you the tools to overcome any kind of challenge or any kind of problem fairly fast, and with the support of your awesome team. That would be mine.
One word?
No, not necessarily.
I said one word and then I opened it up.
But yeah, if okay, I'm gonna share some.
I would say limitless.
Limitless. Yeah. Like the movie. It's like
No,
just
I mean,
wondering.
it's about, well, it may be related, but it's about like, you realize there's no limit. You can learn whatever is needed to be done,
Yes.
and all the perspective of possibility is get wider and wider.
I agree.
Crazy, yeah.
Yes.
You won't realize.
Exactly. I think that's the beauty of jumping into to global opportunity as well. It's like you get there and you get to do what would you like to do, something that could reinforce you, or something new that you would like to learn. So the opportunity is there. I guess that's very good. I agree with you, man. Somebody else?
Yeah.
Mandy.
I would say the biggest asset that I've gained is community, not only in each of the places that we've been to, but with this group of people that you travel with. When you travel with a group of people for so long, you live with them and work with them and be with them for 24/7, you get to know them. Yeah, but I don't think I would trade that for anything else right now. So.
Yes. So traveling a little bit back on time, Martin McGovern is asking, if you could travel back in time before the initial trip and give yourself one piece of advice, what would you say? Time travelers, please.
It's go time.
It's go time.
Boom, go.
Guys, what would you say when you start this trip, when you initiate? I think that's a cool question. I mean, it's time for reflect a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's about cool and Martin.
But I think many of us, or all of us, the journey started like way long before we joined and when we become Go. And so I don't know. Just thinking back then when I was gonna travel to Africa, I would say my main piece of advice would be to make sure that you have everything in order back home, so that you can go on travel and be present in the travel, not to have like some pendings or some stuff that you have to be thinking back home. And maybe that's only related to the last question that, the other question that Nora was answering about the work. It's all to do, but then some piece of your mind will be in that place, and sometimes you could miss the possibility of be fully immersed in this amazing experience. So that will be one of my advices.
Yeah, I would add that you already know when and where does it start, but you don't know where it's gonna end, and it's not the end in a year. So be ready for that.
I would add, in complement to the typical Steve Jobs, like connecting the points, looking backwards, I would suggest watching Anna Rascoet-Paz at Rascoet, look for her. Her Creative Mornings talk. So she says that in order to connect the dots, you get to put yourself out and get dots to connect.
Mm-hmm.
So it's putting yourself out to get dots to connect.
Mandy,
What?
what would you think if you would travel back on time? What would you say to yourself before jumping into this trip?
Be ready to be super vulnerable because things will be very, very hard, not just for yourself, but how you interact with people around you. Like, this is an experience that I've never had where I had to work so closely with so many people and so often. So yeah, just be ready for that.
I think, yeah. I think that's a really good point. Oftentimes, talking about something like this, like friends back home will be like, wow, you're traveling, it's so exciting, so much fun. So I think Mandy's point is very important. So it's not all the time super fun. It's also a very intense personal growth and, like, I would even say possibly personality altering experience. So you will almost most definitely see yourself in a different way, at least in some way, after this experience and during this experience. So it's not something to, you're not just traveling and having fun. There's a lot of work and there's a lot of growth that goes into this. So, but it's completely worth it. Every drop of it.
A powerhouse. A
Yes.
hurricane.
Yes, I think it's time to wrap up. It's been a very interesting webinar. Questions been very nice. I will thanks everyone who has been participating. I've been having questions. To send some greetings to Cecily, who's in New York, sending some support from Twitter. Megan, who's in Chile as well. Other of our fellows. Max, who was part of this Go Panama. He just left yesterday, and yeah, we're missing him a lot. It's been crazy. So for us, this time is almost over. Then we need to jump into different country. I think that's very important. But yes, thank you. I hope to see you guys, the people who was interested. And please, guys, some last words for the world. Please.
Yeah. So application time until next Friday, the commercial closure. Really, just apply. Hopefully, you gain some new insights from this. And any questions you have, you can keep sending us emails. You can check out our FAQ on the website. Yeah, come, join.
We'll see you next Sunday, same time, same channel.
Yeah, and yes, and do not hesitate. Please apply and recommend others. Share these with others and join. We would love to have you here in July the 1st.
Yeah, just join, apply, even though if you're like a little bit doubtful right now. I'm pretty sure that if you get accepted, you'll get so excited. Any obstacle that you think you have right now, it may be money, it may be what other people think about you, it may be current opportunities that you have. Once you see that it's a real thing and that you are like, and that you have this possibility, all those obstacles will just fade away, and you'll find a way to make it happen. So just apply right now.
Mandy?
It's go time.
Yeah. Put it there.
Can you?
Yes.
Like,
Go time. Yes. But all right, guys. This is basically our apartment. I will do like a zoom out. This is where we live. This is where creativity happens. And if you apply, this is what kind of will happen. Okay, fellas. Bye. Bye.